Hi everyone. So let's talk about fractions and make them very easy to approach and tackle, addition and subtraction. Now, the first and the key thing that you need to know about a fraction is a fraction would look something like this. The top bit of the fraction above the line is called the numerator, and then the bottom is called the denominator. Now, the key thing in any type of fraction question is to make sure that the denominator is the same. So for example, let's take an addition of a fraction, for example. Let's say 1 on 2 plus 2 on 2. Now, we don't look at the numerators, you look at the denominators. If the denominators are the same, they just go across and you add the top. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Easy peasy. Now, let's do a subtraction one. Let's say you've got, let's say, I don't know, 6 on 10, and you want to subtract 3 on 10. Now, what do you do here? Because the denominator is the same, you write it across and you subtract the top as normal. 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. Now, what happens if the denominator is different? So for example, you've got 1 on 2 plus 1 on 4. How do you deal with a situation like this? You've got to get the denominators to be the same. So the question you should ask yourself is, what's the smallest number that both of these go into? So for example, 2 and 4, the smallest number that both of them would go into would be 4. And with a fraction, you're allowed to change a fraction if you do the exact same thing to the top, the numerator, and the bottom, the denominator. So you're allowed to multiply or divide the top and the bottom by anything you like. So in order to get the denominator to 4, I'm going to multiply the bottom by 2. And therefore, I have to be fair and multiply the top by 2, which makes the top 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, therefore 2 over 4. So therefore 1/2 is the same as 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4. Same denominator. You can keep it across and just 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. As easy as that. And then if you would like to, for example, subtract something, you can go, for example, let's say 7 over 8 minus 2 over 4. Now, what do? You've got to make the denominator the same. And what's the smallest number you can that goes into 8 and 4? It would be 8. So therefore, you can multiply this one by 2, this one also by 2 to get 4 times 2 is 8, and then 2 times 2 is 4. So therefore, this becomes 7 over 8 minus 4 over 8 is equal to, 3 over 8. So the main thing between addition and subtraction of fractions is you've got to get the denominator to be the same. And I'll just do one more example of one where it may not be as easy to get the denominator to be the same, where you might have to change both. So if we're adding 1/2 plus 1/3, now 2 doesn't go into 3. So you've got to think about what's the smallest number that 2 and 3 both go into. And a good way to do that is just to multiply 2 by 3. So what I mean by that is, for the half fraction, you can multiply by the bottom and the top by 3, remember? So you can always multiply the top and the bottom by the same number. 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6. And then 1 over 3, you multiply that by 2 times 2 times 2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Therefore, you've got a situation now where you've made it 3 over 6 plus 2 over 6. So again, the denominators are the same. 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. Done. So remember, always get the denominators the same, and then you should be able to solve any kind of simple fraction like this. All right, see you in the next video.